Hello, everyone. Well, I have to tell you that somebody needs to hear. So it could be a friend of yours, so definitely feel free to share. Because there's a lot of things that a lot of us want to do, that we have a hunger for, that we have a passion for. Things that God had instilled within us, but only maybe 50% of us is going to do it because we're in the wrong mindset. So you have to put yourself in the right mindset for you to be able to accomplish the things that God has instilled in you to do. Because God likes to talk to you through other people. So if you're hearing different people telling you to do the same thing, this is something that you need to start listening to. This is something that you need to pay attention to, because this is what God is requiring from you. He may be saying he wants you to write. He may be saying he wants you to cook. He may be saying that he wants you to act. Pay attention to what's being said to you. Like, speaking from experience myself, for years, people have been telling me, I need to act. You're missing your calling. You should be acting. It took me years before I decided to do it. Then as I started to progress in acting, people start saying, you need to start your own production. When are you going to start your own production? But I was shooting my own self in the foot by saying I don't write. By speaking this into existence, that became who I was. I wasn't able to write because I continued to say that I couldn't write. But then things continued to be spoken. I became strong, and I decided to start writing. And within a month, I wrote 2 productions. And then people also were saying, you should start your own acting school. But then I was like, I don't know anything about business or anything, so why would I start my own acting school? But you have to be in the mindset of realizing that everything that God wants you to do, He's already put in your life. Everything that you need to become successful, you already have. So you have to acknowledge who you are, acknowledge who you have. There's people around you who have access to things that can help you to get to where you need to be. You have to realize how powerful you are. You have to realize the power that you have, because the power that you have is through the God that you serve. So once you realize that power and you access that power through your trust in God, because you have to trust in Him. By trusting Him, you have to remember and never forget the history between you and God. You are where you are now because God has gotten you there. Every time that you thought something was going to get cut off, it didn't, because God was there. Every time you thought that something was going to happen to your car, you thought your car was going to get shut off, but you got through it because God was there. But for whatever reason, you still lack your trust. God has this perfect record with you, and yet you still lack your trust. You still worry that He's going to come through for you, when each and every time He comes through, each and every time He comes through, and still you don't believe. How much more do He have to prove Himself to you before you stop worrying, before you stop doubting in the power of His might? He's there. He's right there with you, with His arms open wide, and you have your back to Him. You need to turn around and embrace your Father, because He's there. And He wants nothing but to promote you, to excel you, to evolve you into what He has promised to you. And He has promised you great things. You have great things that you have access to that you are not receiving because you don't believe in Him. You have to believe and utilize what you have. It's all about your faith. It's all about your belief. It's all about the love that you have for Him. You have to love him so much that you hate to sin. You have to hate sin so much that just the thought of doing anything that is deceitful, sinful, that it just completely takes away from you. That it just disgusts you. Because that is the love that you have for God. That you love God so much that anything that you do that will be displeasing to you totally disgusts you. And then this is when God starts to work through you. When God starts to work through you and in you, people will start to see a different way that you walk, a different way that you talk. And God will start moving things in your life that you never knew was possible. He will take you to places that you never know you can go to. He will introduce you to people that you never knew that you could speak to. And this is things that he wants for you. This is things that he wants to do for you. He wants you to grow. He wants you to prosper. He wants to give you abundance and overflow blessings within your life because he loves you that much. Because God's plan hasn't changed. God still has the plan for you that he has given you since birth. It's us who change our plans with God. That's why some people live and die and never even know the greatness and all the things that God has planned for us, that he has given us since birth. So you have to realize the power of our God. He wants to give you so much. He loves you so much. And he wants to give you everything that you deserve. But you just need to turn to him and show him your love. Show him the same love that he's given you every day. Show your obedience and turn to God.